Okay, well, from one fine man to another, Sylvester Stallone and his family are starring in a brand new reality show. And part of the reason Stallone says he's doing this is to spend more time with his daughters. He told the Daily Mirror that he's on the road so much that it's finally time and great to spend time so with the family, and also in a way that they can't escape, he said. I guess so. Okay, so the idea of, a lot of people who are ambitious, they sacrifice a lot for their careers. They sacrifice family time. What do you make of this story?
I think the biggest achievers, if you look at all of them, what they have in common is they make big sacrifices. Recently, Shannon Sharpe of the NFL, he talked about this, how one of the biggest sacrifices he made was he never had a relationship. And in any relationship he had, he said that he told the women that football comes first and they come next, which is, that doesn't sound great, right? Who wants to hear that? But that was his truth. That's what he told everybody. And he says, he's one of the greatest achievers in the game. But the drawback is no children, he's lonely, and it's harder to put a relationship now at his age, he says.
That's interesting.
So,
Well, it's interesting when you juxtapose someone like that with David Beckham. Now, he retired, but he had this incredible career, and then he's now a full-time stay-at-home dad. Like, he's known for just saying, okay, I did this to a point, and now I'm doing this.
But he still has kids and a family life because of his wife, who basically dropped out of the spotlight when she left the Spice Girls, and she kind of went quiet for a long time. You guys remember?
Yeah.
I love that people know their Spice Girls history. Thank you. Thank you for that. But in other words, for him to succeed, somebody had to sacrifice. And unfortunately, in a heterosexual relationship, it's often the man who succeeds and the wife who has to sacrifice. And I think that's hard when the woman is equally as ambitious. And I look at my situation, and when we started the show, 2 weeks into the social launching, I surprised all of you guys on air saying I was pregnant, which was so exciting for me, but I was terrified. I'd been dying for this show to happen, and when it finally happened, I was like, another baby? Here we go. The social being baby number 1, and then Marquesa being baby number 2. And I only took 11 weeks off. And at the time, it was the right decision, right? At the time, I was so excited about the show. And to your point, there are sacrifices to be made. But fast forward, she's 9 now.
Right. I'll
tell you, I sit back at that time and I think to myself, had it been a different kind of circumstance, I wish I took longer with her. I'm good, and I don't like to use the word regret. I don't. That's not a productive word for me because I can't go back and change it. But I do miss that I missed key bonding times with her as a baby. As luck would have it, a thing called the pandemic happened, and we were locked up at home for 3 years, basically. I felt like I got a second chance at a maternity leave that I didn't have the first time. Not that it was easy, but I said to myself, if there's any silver lining here, I get to make up a little bit of the time that she didn't have me when she was a baby. Wow. Sacrifices. Sacrifices. It's hard. It's hard. What do you think, Liz?
Yeah, I think too, on that note, comparing your experience with Shannon Sharpe, which I get that he was very honest about what he's lacking in his life. But I actually don't know that a woman like Shannon Sharpe or Sylvester Stallone who can say, oh, for my career, I gave up this, or for my career, I didn't spend a lot of time with my family, my kids missed me, I didn't really know who they were, they didn't recognize me when I walked in the door. Would she not be judged? Would people not call her a bad mother? Would people, and I think that that's tricky.
It's a very good question. We should call Oprah and ask her. How much time does Stedman get? And can Stedman ever be Oprah? That sacrifice would definitely be detrimental to their relationship. He has to really...
But isn't it interesting she doesn't have any children?
It is interesting.
And you do see that for a lot of women in very, very high places. They either have one or none. Not always, obviously, but we understand why. It's the mommy penalty.
I think it's a bit of a revisionist history on Sylvester Stallone's part. It's easy for him to look back now and say, I didn't need Rocky or Rambo. None of that meant anything. I would have been a reality TV star. First of all, reality TV stars didn't really exist in the 80s. Right. Not really. And then now, I think he can say that. He's had tragedy. He lost a son, and I think it was 2012, he lost his son. So he's probably looking at everything differently. But the thing is, we don't know what we don't know. If he'd gone down the other path and chosen not to try for these big, big movies, would he be sitting, maybe he was a family man, would he be sitting here going, oh, I gave up all my dreams and I wasn't able, you don't think so? They're like, no.
No, but you know what?
I don't know, we just don't know.
We don't know, but he's sitting in a big old mansion.
That's right.
Right.
It's easy for him to say. He got
Big
what
old
he
mansion that
wanted.
Rambo built.
I know.
He's kind of cheating right now. Like, he's not really taking time for his family. He's actually working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good point.
he's doing a reality show with his family. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
good.
Like,
Good point.
that's not really the, you know, the model of putting things to the side and,
Good
you know,
point.
Yeah.
making room for family.
Yeah.
Totally.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.